Good morning, welcome to a Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday. Oh, it's not Monday at all. It's Tuesday, the 7th of May. Just throw that in there to throw me all together. Right, let's look at these markets. And firstly, we've had the Reserve Bank of Australia reporting. Let's just look at the numbers there. They've left it at rates untouched at 4.35. Bit of a mixed bag there. They're talking about inflation holding on longer than expected, but then talking about rates could go up or down. They're leaving it open, so a bit of a non-statement there, effectively. Let's just hedge our bets. Anyway, here you go. Rates left untouched. We have the press conference 6:30. That's all been done. Construction PMI later for the UK. Not really a mover there. We probably won't even notice it. But later in the week, let's just look. Wednesday, not a great deal. Thursday, we've got the Bank of England meeting, so we've got to look at any rate decisions there. Aside of that, it's a modestly quiet week ahead, and it's not all about the US. Well, it doesn't appear to be, but who knows? Things could change. Does that mean it's going to be quiet in the markets, or the markets are going to get into some sort of trend? Well, the trend may not be where we thought it was going to be, because it's moved around a little bit this morning. So I'm looking at the euro dollar here from a daily point of view. We'd seen the start of a softening US dollar. Non-farms didn't really move the markets massively there on Friday. It was a jolt. Just remember, there's an extra day kicked in here. There was a reasonable jolt there, but yesterday with the bank holiday, it's not. It's ended up slightly positive yesterday, and then coming off today at the moment. So, and it's below its daily pivot. Just all looking. Friday there was a reasonable move, wasn't it? But getting my days mixed up now because it's bank holiday. It throws me easily. Yeah, there was the bank. That's it. There was the Friday. But look, if you look at how it closed, it wasn't the most of bullish candles yesterday. The same there, and off a little bit at the moment. Maybe as the markets sort of all wake up and get rolling, we'll see a bit more upside again, but not looking the best at the moment. The pound, well, same thing. Actually, I'm just looking yesterday. There was a bit more ranging yesterday. It was a bank holiday in the UK, in many other countries, but anyway, it's rather choked there. Just looking at what's going on here. It's not the clearest of markets. In fact, when you come down here, it's got the lower high running through there. Can it run round? It's got the overall picture slightly higher lows, higher highs, but then you've got this sort of mess here. It's not quite taken out the prior low here. Bit of a mixed bag going on, and of course it's very early in the day there, so there's too much. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a red candle at the moment, but that could all change come later in the morning or in the afternoon. US dollar yen, well, we've seen a bounce off its daily 50 just about there last Friday. It's heading up. This could be interesting to see what it does off the weekly pivot. It's not far off the weekly pivot now. Be good to see if there's any reaction to that. If it starts firing backwards from that, well, all well and good. Maybe you could be on the short side, but it's bitty. It's quite slow on the way up there for sure, which is a good sign. We want it to be slow on the way up there and fast on the way down. Aussie dollar, well, we just to say the news is well, let's just look at the technicals and forget about the news for a moment. It's struggling around this 66.50 area. That's where we're finding some resistance. We've run up there, double tops, and then it's sort of rolled over for sure, and erring on that sort of softer side at the moment. Yeah, this could all change. Of course, it's early. We're sitting just below the quarterly pivot at the moment. not the clearest of markets. It's sort of far off here. But it was doing pretty well. I would look at this. It's not all bearish news. As I say, it's a bit of a mixed bag, and well, if we see the likes of the euro and everything else picking up strongly, maybe this will go with it. But technically, it's run into these highs. It has got scope to roll back further and react further. Maybe not one for now. US dollar CAD, again, I'm just looking at some of these markets. It's like I haven't looked at them for months and months, and they're just sort of they're not the clearest of or showing the clearest of signals here. Canadian dollar had its initial reaction to its weekly. It's coming back to its weekly now. It's whether or not this can hold up and roll, but at the moment a break of that would, well, may well give us a higher low and maybe give us further upside still. But just looking down the shorter time frames, okay, so it's into its daily R1, just softening back a bit here. New Zealand dollar follows the Aussie most of the time. It's a little bit softer in terms of it's not back up to the prior highs there. This is a lower high here. Bit of a mess going on here. It's a horrible pattern sitting there, consolidated, nowhere land. If anything, I'd like to see this breaking off to the low side and see if we get a continuation of the original move here. But sitting around its 50. A lot of these markets are around this similarish pattern near the 50 MAs. If you look at the New Zealand dollar, if you come back to the euro dollar, there you go. Same sort of pattern. It's almost like, have I got the same market? Euro dollar, just check. New Zealand dollar, so similar in terms of the price action. No wonder there's not a lot of different setups or anything to be running for on these markets. A Swissy, that would be quite interesting into the weekly pivot. So there's a couple I'm looking for potential into their weekly pivots and see if we can get a reaction to those. Euro yen, same sort of picture. So it is the yen, the euro yen, the Swissy, all looking to see if they can get back towards their weekly pivots, see if we can get a reaction off of those. Not a great deal else here at the moment. I shall run through the rest of these markets in the room in a short while, but this, well, euro pound's been in a real tight range for a long time, and well, is this the time it's going to come back out again? It did, to be fair, have a reasonable move towards the end of last month, and we are in a little bit of a kicker here with higher lows. Who knows, this week with the central bank, the Bank of England reporting, we could see a continuation up here, but anyway, I will leave it there. Right, that's the Forex markets. Quick look at gold and the indices. Gold then. Gold did manage a little bit more of an update then on yesterday. Friday it didn't manage. It stalled on Friday, gold. Whilst everything else was doing okay, it never really got the run of things. Almost back to its daily pivot now. This was horrible yesterday. Well, it's a reasonable move yesterday. Maybe it's got some more upside potential, but quite messy overall in terms of what it's doing. Crude, I was saying last week, well, this may become tradable again. Well, it might do. Bit more volume in the markets. It was a bit of a quiet day yesterday. Friday slowed up a little bit. We have got some divergence, I'm sure, sitting around these on this 4-hourly time frame. There's some resistance into that 500. It's looking a bit iffy, between a rock and a hard place, as they say, and just consolidating at the moment. Would quite like this to the downside later, but it would be post 2 o'clock, so there's a possibility to come back and look at. The S&Ps, well, this sort of lower, this softer approach and dovish sort of feel from the central bank has seen this sort of move back up for equities at the moment, giving us a higher low, turning things around, making it look a little bit more positive. Is this just like a little ABC in something that's going to pull back over again? It's a bit questionable where it's sitting at the moment. Running out of steam a little bit maybe where it is, but saying that's the Asian session, it's always a bit quiet. Bit of a thin old market there yesterday. Okay, I wouldn't bet against it at this stage for sure, but I would wait for some sort of breakdown of this new sort of trend line or trend that's sitting in there. Let me just pop what I'm talking about on here so you can see what I'm looking at. So whilst it stays back above this, it remains on the bullish side for me. Okay, there we go, that's that. Nasdaq and Co will all be the same. There we go, they're all very similar. The DAX, for those trading the DAX, not too dissimilar. The last month's pivot there, just those levels, those prior highs from that, just providing a bit of resistance early this morning, but maybe it'll get the legs up and get moving again. We'll see. Yep, nothing. I'll never like it, so I'd rather it come down, hit the daily pivot and give us a bounce than sort of go from where it is at the moment. Right, and finally the FTSE. Not the easiest of days to see too much here. FTSE's been going quite well. There's obviously the expectation that the Bank of England's going to soften up, or has softened up. That we've seen some comments. Are we going to see something more on the dovish side here? But it's certainly looking at the moment like it's good for the equity market for now. Big gap there yet to be filled. Mind the gap, as they say. That could well get a fill, that gap. Okay, I'll leave that there. Right, I wish you a great day's trading. It really is same old here. As I said, so many of these markets like the euro, etc., all looking quite similar-ish. Maybe the pound a little bit softer, but they're all relatively similar-ish. We'll see if we can get something off it as the morning goes on. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye for now.